The moment the room went silent, nobody expected what happened next. The cameras were rolling. The lights were shining across the stage. Fans were screaming from every corner as reporters pushed closer, trying to capture every second of the unforgettable moment. Then suddenly everything changed when Dylan Wang slowly turned toward Shen Yue with eyes filled with emotion that nobody could ignore. What he said next made the entire audience freeze in shock. Before you continue reading this unbelievable story, make sure you stay until the end, because what happened after the emotional oath completely changed the atmosphere forever, and fans around the world still cannot stop talking about it. This story is filled with emotional scenes, powerful words, unforgettable reactions, and a moment that felt straight out of a romantic movie. The event started like every normal celebrity gathering. Flashing cameras filled the hall while famous actors and actresses greeted fans with bright smiles. Nobody expected the emotional tension that would slowly build between Dylan Wang and Shen Yue throughout the night. At first, they stood far away from each other, pretending. His eyes softened, and for a few seconds, he looked directly at Shen Yue without saying anything. The room slowly became quieter. Even the host looked surprised by the sudden emotional shift happening in front of everyone. Fans in the audience started whispering to each other because they could feel something unforgettable was about to happen. Then Dylan Wang finally spoke. His voice sounded calm but emotional at the same time. He said, "Some people come into your life unexpectedly and leave a mark that never disappears." He continued by saying that no matter how difficult life becomes, some connections are simply impossible to replace. The audience immediately reacted with loud screams because everyone knew exactly who he was talking about. Shen Yue tried to smile, but her eyes already looked emotional. She lowered her head for a moment, as if she was trying to control her feelings while the cameras zoomed closer to capture every tiny reaction on her face. Then came the moment nobody could have predicted. Dylan Wang slowly walked closer to Shen Yue while the audience screamed louder than ever before. The host stood frozen with shock while photographers rushed forward trying to capture the unbelievable moment. Dylan Wang looked directly into Shen Yue's eyes and said that he wanted to make a promise in front of everyone. The entire hall exploded with reactions. Fans stood up from their seats holding their phones in the air, while some people covered their mouths in disbelief. Social media live stream comments started moving so fast that viewers could barely read them anymore. Then Dylan Wang made the emotional oath. He said no matter where life takes them, he would always protect the memories they shared together and never allow misunderstandings to destroy something meaningful. He promised that true connections should never be broken by rumors, distance, or pressure from the outside world. He said some people are worth fighting for no matter how difficult things become. At that exact moment, Shen Yue looked completely overwhelmed with emotion. Her eyes became watery, and she could not stop smiling nervously while trying to hide her feelings from the cameras. Fans instantly began screaming their names louder than ever before. Some people in the audience were even crying because the emotional atmosphere felt so real and powerful. But the story became even more shocking after that. Instead of ending the moment, Dylan Wang reached out his hand toward Shen Yue while the entire crowd watched in complete silence. For a few seconds, nobody moved. It felt like time had stopped completely inside the hall. Then Shen Yue slowly reached for his hand. The moment their hands touched, the audience exploded with emotional reactions. People screamed so loudly that the sound echoed across the venue. Fans online started posting emotional comments, saying they had never witnessed such a heartfelt moment before. But what truly shocked everyone was the look on Dylan Wang's face afterward. For the first time that entire night, he looked completely relieved, as if he had finally spoken words that had been trapped inside his heart for a very long time. Shen Yue could not stop smiling even though tears were slowly forming in her eyes. The host eventually tried to continue the program, but the emotional atmosphere had already taken over the entire event. Nobody could focus on anything else anymore. Every camera stayed locked on Dylan Wang and Shen Yue because fans knew they were witnessing a moment that would be remembered for years. Backstage, things became even more emotional. According to people close to the event, Shen Yue stayed unusually quiet after leaving the stage. She reportedly sat alone for several minutes, thinking deeply, while replaying Dylan Wang's words inside her mind. Meanwhile, Dylan Wang was seen standing near the backstage hallway looking emotional himself as staff members quietly watched from a distance. One staff member later revealed that the emotional tension between them felt impossible to ignore. Everyone backstage reportedly became silent because they could feel how genuine the moment truly was. Meanwhile, social media completely exploded. Fans from around the world started sharing clips, screenshots, emotional edits, and reactions within minutes. The emotional oath instantly became one of the biggest trending topics online. Some fans called it the most unforgettable celebrity moment of the year, while others said it felt like watching the final scene of a romantic drama come to life in reality. The emotional reactions continued growing throughout the night. Thousands of fans flooded comment sections, saying they could feel the sincerity in Dylan Wang's voice. Others praised Shen Yue for remaining calm even while clearly becoming emotional in front of millions of viewers. Some fans even admitted they replayed the moment repeatedly because it felt too powerful to believe after watching it only once. But perhaps the most unforgettable scene happened after the event finally ended. As Dylan Wang and Shen Yue prepared to leave the venue, photographers noticed them walking side by side quietly, without speaking much. There was no dramatic performance anymore. No loud cameras between them. Just two people sharing a calm, emotional silence after a night that changed everything. At one point, Shen Yue reportedly looked toward Dylan Wang and smiled softly, while he responded with the same emotional expression fans had seen earlier on stage. It was a simple moment, yet somehow it became one of the most talked about scenes from the entire night. Fans immediately started creating theories about what their emotional oath truly meant. Some believed it was a sign that their connection had grown stronger than ever, while others felt it symbolized forgiveness, trust, and emotional understanding after difficult misunderstandings. No matter what people believed, one thing became clear to everyone around the world. The emotional bond between Dylan Wang and Shen Yue was impossible to ignore. Even days later, fans still could not stop discussing the unforgettable moment. Emotional videos continued spreading online while fan pages posted emotional captions describing how deeply the scene touched their hearts. Some fans described the oath as proof that genuine emotions always shine brighter than rumors. Others said it reminded them that loyalty, trust, and emotional honesty still exist even in a world filled with pressure and misunderstandings. The emotional power of that night continued growing stronger with every passing day. And perhaps the reason fans could not move on from the moment was because it did not feel fake or scripted. It felt real. The nervous expressions, the emotional silence, the shaking voices, the watery eyes, and the powerful promise all combined together into one unforgettable memory that nobody expected to witness. Now fans everywhere continue waiting to see what happens next between Dylan Wang and Shen Yue. Will this emotional oath bring them even closer together? Will they continue supporting each other through future challenges? Or was this simply a rare emotional moment that happened once and changed everything forever? Nobody knows for sure. But one thing is certain. The night Dylan Wang finally took a romantic oath with Shen Yue became a moment fans will never forget. And if this emotional story touched your heart, do not keep it to yourself. Share your thoughts with others and tell the world what you felt while reading this unforgettable emotional journey, because some moments are simply too powerful to stay silent forever.